Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with a brand new series on the channel. This is the first round of the Go-Kart Championship in 2017. There's been quite a lot of time spent on getting this whole sort of series together, so hopefully it's something that you guys are going to really enjoy. Of course, leave me any feedback in the comment section down below, because at the end of the day, this is my first time spending a huge amount of time editing a video, so any sort of feedback about what you think could be even better, let me know in the comment section down below. And I would really appreciate some support in this series. This is the first video like this I've done in a very long time, so if you could remember to leave a like, that'd be really appreciated. Let's try and hit 300 likes, that'd be absolutely awesome. But anyway, let's get into it. It's a pretty crazy first round. So welcome to the Go-Kart Championship here in 2017. We start off with a very greasy Filching Manor, meaning everyone is struggling to keep it on the track here today. So the 5 people we have racing here today is my dad, who you're on board with right now, myself, Tom L, Archie, and also John. So we've got some graphics in a minute to show who is who, so don't worry, you'll know who is who in a little bit here. But there we go, I've made a slight mistake there, gone off the track and Tom's gone past me, but it's only qualifying, so it doesn't really matter where you sort of finish on track, it's about who actually gets the best lap time here. But everyone is really struggling with the conditions there. Tom's gone for a spin as well there. I think we're going to see this in replay here. It's quite an odd spin, but it's just so little sort of track grip. You can see he just goes for a spin here. I think he touches the curb on the outside there, or whatever it is, the stones on the outside there, and just goes for a spin. I think we're going to have a quick clip of Archie at the top corner here. He's gone for a spin as well, on board with John. There we go, Archie spun round there. And as we got to the start finish line here, there is the end of qualifying. But let's have a look at who finished where. I managed to get pole position, which gives me 5 bonus points. Tom finishes in 2nd position, my dad finished in 3rd position, John finished 4th, and Archie brings up the rear of the grid in 5th position. So let's get straight into the first race of the season here, with myself starting on pole position with Tom alongside here. The lights are out and away we go. A great start here from Tom L. Immediately puts himself into the lead of this race here. The greasy track really not helping me out here today. And you can see I've lost even more positions as my dad goes through into 2nd position, and it's side by side through the first corner. Who's going to come out here in front? Oh, it's like, oh, there's contact as my dad spins around and I go through into 2nd position. Each time I watch that, as you can see, I shake my head there. It's like, why did I do that? I did not need to do that. We're going to have a quick look at the replay here from John's point of view. He's dropped down to 5th place. You can see I was going for a really optimistic move down the inside. It just wasn't going to work out, and just massive apologies to my dad here. He had a great start, and well, I don't know really what I was thinking here. I don't know what I expected him to do. I expected him to leave me loads of space, but you know, like an 1/8 of my kart was alongside him here, so big apologies on my part. Not good racing at all. I didn't think about it at the time, but I probably should have just backed off and given him the position. Maybe we should do some sort of acclimatization of penalties. You know, if you make too many mistakes, maybe you should get given a penalty here. But nonetheless, we see everyone start to cross the line for the first time there. Tom has gone on to the 2nd lap of the race. He's got quite a big lead, probably about 3 or 4 seconds here. And by lap number 4, we definitely have managed to catch up a little bit, but it's not that significant, maybe like half a second. So we haven't done our best laps here, meaning we haven't really closed down too much on Tom. I can see he's doing a really good job out there. Tom hasn't driven in these conditions an awful lot, and well, he's done a really good job at just keeping it on the track here. So you can see here my dad really struggling to keep it in the right direction here, and he's managed to just about do so. Let's have a quick look at the replay. Sliding through that corner, but he somehow keeps it in the right direction. Well done. Anyway, back to me here, lap number 6 here. You can see I'm starting to close down Tom a little bit more here, and as we're going to go up to the line to start the 7th lap of the race here, I'll tell you that gap's down to about 1.5 seconds. So overall it's coming down, but maybe not quite quick enough. I mean, generally these races go on for about 10 minutes, so that's generally about 20 laps in dry conditions, maybe a couple less in the moist conditions. But there we go, Archie's gone for a spin now. That means my dad has been promoted up into 4th position. He's made a couple of mistakes, but he's managed to get that position finally off Archie and move himself into 4th position. Just going to quickly look at the progress of John here. He's doing steady progress here. He's in 3rd position. He's doing a really good job to keep it on the track. I don't think at this point he's made a single mistake really. In these conditions, that is very tough. He's not made a mistake in qualifying or the races so far, so congratulations to him. I mean, that is a big task there. And he's just going across the line there, going to lap number 8 here, with myself and Tom out front battling for 1st position. But we go back and look at my dad once again. He's made another mistake, sideways once again, this time a little bit more, and he's all over the grass here, and he somehow manages to get it back in the right direction here. But we've got to look at a replay of that. Luckily my mum was filming in exactly the right place here. You can see, oh, he goes for a slide, and there we go, he just about keeps it in the right direction. He somehow did end up on the sort of the bank. That would have taken him a lot of time to get out of, and I'm sure the marshals would not have appreciated that one bit. I think that shot there also does show how close myself and Tom are to actually lapping Archie and my dad here. on board my dad on the next lap, I remember correctly here, and you can see at the top corner he's run wide once again. He's going to have got a little bit of grit all over his tyres here as he turns into the next right-hander. He's clipped the tyres on the inside and he's gone for a spin. And you can see Archie's coming around the corner and there's Tom as well. So let's quickly switch their camera view. And Tom has lapped him and I'm right behind him as well. So now Tom and myself are really close to lapping Archie as well here. My dad has definitely lost it now and is down into last place once again. But this is going to be incredibly tough because Archie has been before. He knows what he's doing and also he's quite quick in a straight line. So how are we going to work this out here? So on to lap number 10. Is Tom going to get in the slipstream? It's going to be incredibly close as we go to the top hairpin here. I think Tom's going to go for a move on the inside. It's incredibly slippery on the inside line. The outside line is definitely the preferred one. But Tom's used his skills to get up into, or keep the lead of the race, but managed to get past the lapped cart of Archie and managing to keep his lead in the process. I would say about this point of the race is about the midway point of the session here. So at this point, I obviously don't know in the kart how long of the race we're doing because you're just so focused on making sure this corner's right, that corner's right. And by no means, guys, I'm saying that we're professional racing kart drivers and there's no way what we're doing. This is just a bit of fun at the end of the day and I love making videos surrounding it. So please don't take this as us being professional drivers. But yeah, we just want to have a bit of fun and that's why I want to film it and upload it to YouTube for you guys. So hopefully it is an enjoyable series to watch over this year. If we go back to my dad here, who is in 5th position. He's trying to get close down that gap to Archie, who's made a mistake. Archie spun it, and that means my dad is going to progress up into 4th position once again. He's struggled quite a bit in this session, my dad. He's had quite a few spins, but nonetheless, he's happy with getting that 4th position once again because the points and all that sort of stuff will add up. And if anyone is wondering all the point system and that sort of stuff, it is all linked on the website, which is down below in the description, guys. So if you haven't checked out the website, make sure you do. It is filled with the information that you might want to fill up on for this series. So you can see here, last lap of the race, lap number 18. Both of these races actually lasted 18 laps here. So you can see I'm really trying to put the pressure on Tom here to try and get this victory. I saw the marshal sort of readying the flag. It's like I knew that this was going to be the last of the second to last lap there. Oh, Tom's made a slight mistake sliding through there. How are we going to progress there? Are we going to be able to get past him through here? This is where Tom was probably a little bit slower than me, is through that left-hander there. But then he always managed to just get a good enough run out of this last corner to really sort of mean that I couldn't get any sort of overtake. I'm trying to progress, and Tom manages to get the first victory of the season here in 2017. Congratulations to Tom. A very, very, very well driven race there. Imagine he gets the first victory of the season. And then we skip ahead back to John, who's just coming up to cross the line as well. He's going to get a podium on the first race of the season as well. So congratulations to John. You can see Archie nearly getting lapped by John as well there. So congratulations to John on getting the podium. And to round out the top results, you can see there, my dad finished 4th and Archie finished in 5th place. My dad and Archie both 1 lap down. I was half a second behind Tom, and John finished 22 seconds behind, which I think he'll be happy with. And let's just go over to the interviews now. At the end of the second race, we had some interviews talking about both of the races, so enjoy. First up is Tom.
I was defensive all the way around. Like, one slip and then I went off a bit and he nearly overtook me a couple of times, but I managed to keep the lead on that one.
The first race was pretty difficult. I was trying to follow Tom after I crashed into my dad. I kept closing down the gap, but there wasn't really enough time to, well, there wasn't really any space because Tom was defending really well, so unfortunately didn't manage to get past, and I came home second in the first race.
First race actually went quite well for me. 3rd place, quite happy with that. Got a bit lucky with people spinning out in front of me. Managed to capitalise on that and sort of hold the position for the race. Very slippery, so you can't sort of really let the hammer down. But yeah, no, it's a good race. Enjoyed the first race.
It was very greasy, and I was all over the place.
Who took you out?
You, I think.
What was your feelings on that?
No, I'm very calm about such things.
So some difference of opinions in the first race of the day here, but let's move swiftly on to the second, which was a reverse grid, meaning Archie starts on pole position here. We're going to go to an onboard of John to start off the race here. So we look to the lights, and the lights are out, and away we go here. Great start from my dad from second place on the grid. And you're going to see on either side of John's camera view here, Tom gets a great start from the right, and then I also get a decent start from the left as well. And I follow my dad through this first corner here. You can see I thought the outside line would definitely help, but my dad was quite slow through there, meaning John briefly gets up to 4th place there as we and him him. We're on side by side through here, and I think I just start getting around the outside. Yes, I do. I move myself back into 4th place here. Tom really putting the pressure on Archie here, who's done really well to keep it actually in the lead of this race. And you can see here, it's really close. John looking for an inside move here, but he hasn't had quite a good enough run out of that corner, meaning he will slot back into 5th position here. But Archie sliding as we go to the top corner here. Archie, Tom's probably not 100% sure about where Archie's going to go actually. Archie was slightly defensive here up to the top corner. You can see I'm going around the outside here. Oh, and Archie spun it in the middle of the pack. And Tom has put himself into the lead of the race, and as I think will progress up into 2nd position. I think we're going to look at some replays in a second here, but Tom probably under big pressure here because we'd have all got past Archie here, and there's going to be a big old line behind us here, but you can see Tom doing a really good job. He's checking behind, but no, nobody's overtaken him just yet. So let's have a quick look at this as a replay, guys, on my camera view here. You can see around the outside, Archie goes for a spin, and I just sort of go around the outside there. I managed to get past my dad and as well, and that puts me up into 2nd position right behind Tom. And you can see the pressure is on Tom at this point here. That's why I kept the sort of camera going on Tom. So you can see he's really working to try and keep it in the lead of the race right now. I realised in the first race I needed to be a bit more ambitious because I wasn't really pushing Tom too much in that first race. I needed to be a bit more aggressive. You can see there my dad managed to get through in 3rd, and John also got through up into 4th place as well. So it's going to be an interesting battle between my dad and John as well, who are very similarly paced, like myself and Tom are similarly paced. It's interesting to see. You can see, oh, it's the top corner. My dad is seeing me possibly try and go for an overtake on Tom, but it's not worked out this time. Skipping ahead to lap number 4, you can see I'm really trying to put the pressure on Tom here up to the top hairpin. I don't know whether we're not close enough to get an overtake done this time, so I'm going to try out a different line here. You can see I'm taking a very different line through this corner. And you don't understand, it doesn't look that slippy, but it's just like it was like driving in full wet conditions almost. Because the kart was just sliding on really, really random parts of the track. And it meant all of us were still struggling, even though the track was becoming drier as the sun came out, and obviously we were driving on it a lot more. But even still, by the last race of the day, it was still slippery and it was still a tough session to go through. And we were all struggling to just keep it in the right direction a lot of the time. So lap number 7, you can see there, Tom and myself battling. My dad is keeping the gap, which is quite good, and John also pretty much keeping the gap to my dad as well. So he might have just lost out in the first couple of laps. Overall, though, John has really kept up with my dad at this part of the race. You can see, well, my dad with a bit of a nice slide there, and John trying to put the pressure on here, trying to keep those lap times consistent, and possibly hope he makes a mistake and then get a bit closer as the race goes on. There's Archie in 5th place. He lost a little bit of time thanks to that spin, obviously, so we expected him to be a little bit further behind. But if we go to lap number 13, so a few more laps on, and Archie's actually spun it again. He is slightly struggling with these conditions, but it's totally expected. It's 2nd time karting. You couldn't have asked for much worse conditions, to be fair. It's actually sometimes a little bit better when it's full, like, wet conditions, because you can sort of predict it a little bit more. But as the track's dry, you're trying to push it, obviously, in each and every lap, and sometimes it just doesn't quite work out here. So lap number 13, we've really had a good run out there. That's me on the right hand side as we go across the line there to go to lap 14. On board with me now. I make a slight mistake through that corner, meaning Tom has had a good run through there, and meaning up to the top corner. Yes, he's managed to get the position back once again. I tried to, I didn't squeeze him onto the grass, but I tried to give him as little space as possible. I try the cutback, doesn't quite work out, meaning that I do concede that lead once again. And skipping pretty much exactly a lap later, we're trying to do the same thing once again. So not many laps to go, as I said. Oh, Tom's made a mistake. We're looking to the outside. Surely not around the outside. There's no way that we're going to get an overtake, are we? As Tom sort of forced to the inside line here. We've gone around the outside into the lead this race. Now, lap number 16. There we go, guys. Wow, okay, I did not expect that whatsoever. So let's quickly have a look at this. Tom makes a slight mistake there, going slightly wide, and that means he concedes the position around the outside to me. I don't know how I managed to get such a good run out of that last corner, but I do so, and Tom has to slot in behind there. Unlucky for him, because I mean overall he was doing a really, really good job, and that one little mistake has cost him at this point. And to be honest, with so few laps to go, I was under so much pressure at this point. It's like, make sure you get the braking right here, Alex. And that was actually big skill there from Tom, because I did slow up through that corner, because I knew I didn't want to do any sort of spin or anything. So he did a great job braking under pressure there. Archie, oh, he's gone for a slide, but Dad hasn't got past him just here. Archie's sliding about quite a bit here. My dad's trying to put the pressure on Archie to get past him before the end of this race here, because he's trying to lap him here. But it must be said, there's no blue flags in this series. There's nothing like that. Sebastian Vettel would get infuriated in this series with no blue flags. And we can see my dad's got a good run through that last corner. It looks like he's going to get the run up to the start-finish line, on to lap number 17, the penultimate lap of this race. And he's got past Archie and promoted himself into, or keeping 3-3, sorry. He's promoted himself a lap ahead of Archie is what I was trying to say there. So, I think we're going to skip ahead to the last lap of the race here. Tom is trying to put the pressure on me here. It's the last lap, the penultimate corner Is he close enough to capitalise? I don't think he is, which means as we run to the start-finish line, I'm going to win the second race of the day here at Filching Manor. I was really happy with that. I didn't expect it whatsoever, and we skip ahead a little bit later. My dad crossing the line there here in P3, and John, who I think, we're going to look at his camera view actually in a second here. John's actually had a little bit of a mistake here in the last lap of the race. Archie's went for a spin, and he's went and followed him, so a bit unlucky there from John, trying to avoid an accident here. Maybe just locked up the brakes slightly, and unfortunately for John, that's meant he's gone for a bit of a spin, but it's not going to matter here. But anyway, Archie's across the line there, one lap down. I think we're going to see any second now. John's going to be powering into the camera shot. There we go. John up to the start-finish line to cross the line. Congratulations, John. There we go. There is the race results then, guys. I finished 18 laps. Tom was 1.5 seconds behind. My dad finished 15 seconds behind, with John 33 seconds behind with that spin in the last lap of the race. Archie was 1 lap down, and overall, a lot of fun was had by all. But let's skip ahead to the standings. So I'm on 32 points. Tom is on 27. John and my dad on 18, and Archie on 14. The results are on the right-hand side. I've got 5 points for the pole position as well. But anyway, let's skip ahead and look at the interviews, or listen to the interviews after the second race of the day.
As for the second race, well, it was a bit of a different story. Reverse grid made it really interesting. The track was still really slippery, and well, with a few laps to go, Tom was he made like I think one mistake, which made me get alongside, but he managed to get back past. And then with 2 or 3 laps to go, he made a mistake which let me go around the outside, and luckily managed to grab the victory, which was awesome.
Then going to the second race, he did exactly the same. This time, pretty much spun off on one of the corners, and then he just went straight past me. And then somehow I managed to overtake him again, and then he just widened the lead when he overtook me again, and then that was it, really.
A bit better, but still slippery. I was still rubbish.
Well, it gradually got more further away as the race sort of went on. I just couldn't keep up today, whether it was the wet track or me being sort of too big or too heavy for the car. I don't know, but just couldn't catch up, and had an unlucky sort of spin at the end of the race, sort of trying to avoid another person who spun out. Not quite as good as the first race, but again, always a good time.
So there we are then, guys. I mean, it was a pretty interesting video to get together, and I spent a lot of time on it, so hopefully we can get a bit of support on it. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, of course, any feedback down below would be really awesome, because at the end of the day, I want to make a video like this. If I'm going to spend this long on a video, I want to make sure it's perfect. So any sort of ideas about where you think this could be improved, let me know in the comment section down below. As I said at the start of the video, if you could remember to leave a like, that'd be massively appreciated. Check out these videos that are on your screen right now if you haven't already. And until next time, it's AlexZAfRo here. Goodbye.